Hello everyone, it's everyone's favorite time of the year where we get to do our top 10 finds. This will be 2023 edition. It's been a fantastic year for my collection. Picked up some long time ones and just really great stuff that I couldn't have imagined I would have got this year. Also, I want to thank everyone so much for how much my channel has grown this year and how much support I've got. You guys are fantastic, and I love you all, and you're great. So, without further ado, I have a lot to say about these records, so let's just get right into it. This list was so hard to make. I had to cut some things out that I really didn't want to. Maybe I'll do an honorable mentions sort of deal, but this is my definitive list as of right now. Number 10, Bert Jansch, I believe is the correct way to pronounce it. Self-titled 1965 folk record. I've been streaming this so much online on Spotify, and my birthday came around and to get some money for it, and I decided I would order a copy. This is a 1966 repress, but just a fantastic folk album. Unbelievable guitar player. He's ridiculous on the acoustic guitar. This is like a VG copy. I'd love to upgrade to an original, but this is super scarce. Very hard to find, especially in the US. Like, I don't know about the UK, but in the US, these are hard to come by. I've never seen a UK Bert Jansch album in the US, so this one definitely deserves a spot on the list. Every album on here you need to check out. Bert Jansch is a bit underrated. I don't hear him talked about too much, but just a fantastic musician. Number 9, we've got another one that I've wanted so bad for the past couple of years, and I got a great copy of it. This is Flies self-titled, their second release, which I also got wrong in my video when I showed this. And this is a white label promo. Sounds absolutely amazing and just a killer album. Like, this might be my favorite album by Free, and I felt like it definitely deserved a spot on this list from the amount of time it's had on my turntable and how much I've played it. By the way, while making this list, I tried to consider like the deal I got on it and like the value kinda, and the rarity, and the condition of the vinyl itself, and also how much I played it. Fantastic album again. Blues rock, classic rock type deal, but really wanted a copy. Never see the original US. I've seen the repress a couple times, but to get a white label promo, and I'll just tell you right now, I paid $15 for this. A steal. And so happy about that. Number 8, we've got a ridiculous find. The only reason I put it so low is because it's in horrible shape and it's missing the cover. But Donovan Hurdy-Gurdy, man. I already made that joke, so I can't do it again. This is the Velvet Underground Nico. It's an original mono East Coast pressing on that Verve Records label. Did a deep clean with my friend and with yesterday's trips on YouTube, and it plays through. It plays. It's just in really bad shape. But yeah, so the story behind this one is I wanted to buy Donovan's Hurdy-Gurdy Man, so I saw it in a bin where everything was $2.50, and I pulled out the disc, and I was like, that's not this came out on Epic Records, and that's not Epic Records. That's Verve. And I looked at the title, and it said The Velvet Underground and Nico, and I lost my mind. But, I mean, that's just, that needed to be on the list. Like, maybe it should have been higher up. It's just, like, not in good shape and doesn't have the cover. But, there it is. Number 7 or something. Velvet Underground Nico. In the wrong sleeve. Next up, I had a trip to Europe this year. So, got a bunch of super cool albums. But this one is one that I also had been streaming constantly on Spotify, and finally picked up a copy of it and got a steal on it too. Coliseum Valtine Suite. This is an original UK Vertigo. The only original UK Vertigo I own. With the inner sleeve. And it's really nice. It's a pretty nice copy. What can I say about this record? It's just a fantastic prog album. Just amazing. It's not too out there, so if you've never heard of this, it's pretty easy to listen to, and just a great album. The Kettle, Elegy, Buddy's Blues, The Machine Demands a Sacrifice, and then, of course, the great Valtine Suite. I was jumping up and down excited when I found this. It was one of the ones that I really wanted to get on my trip to London, and I guess luck was on my side because this copy showed up for such a good price at Flashback Records in Islington, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know. I don't live there. If you live near Flashback Records, you need to go because they were so nice and they were just great prices on a lot of this stuff. This next one, I'm totally cheating on. But this was also from my trip to England, and I just felt like I can't mention one and not mention the others. But like this one was the best one out of these couple that I'm showing. This is an original UK mono white album, numbered 18,596. So a pretty low number. This is the top loader. It doesn't have any of the inserts. It's in decent condition. It plays through. Not a great copy at all, but just the price I paid and the amount this goes for online for whatever reason, and the fact that I'm just a Beatles fanatic, like, definitely had to be on the list. Fantastic. I love the White Album. Probably not my favorite Beatles album. I know it's a lot of people's favorite, but just had to get that. There's not much to say about that. That hasn't been said. But also on that trip was these three. Please Please Me with the Beatles and Help. I just couldn't not mention that I got these. Like, this is an original mono, original stereo, original mono, and they're all in decent shape. They play great. They sound great. Just so excited about these. I knew I would find some original Beatles in London, but to get all three of these, just like perfect. And this next one I just got, and I just showed in my last recent finds that I filmed about 10 minutes ago. This record has been on my want list for forever, and I stream it constantly. And was at the record show, and a copy came up, and just couldn't be more happy to pick up this. Parachute by the Pretty Things. Like, what a fantastic album. Great, like, sort of psychedelic, but like in the classic rock kind of realm again. Just great flow. Like scene 1, The Good Mr. Square, She Was Tall, She Was High, that plays as one track pretty much. And then in the square, the letter Rain. beautiful, and the harmonies on this are out of this world, and it's just such a fantastic album. This is an original US copy on Rare Earth. I know this one isn't like, this one is less valuable than a lot of the other ones I showed, but it doesn't matter to me because this is just, I've been looking for it for so long, and I stream it all the time, and I just needed a copy, and I finally found one, and again, this was like, I was like jumping up and down excited when I got to play this finally. Ridiculously good album, great pressing, sounds fantastic. Parachute by the Pretty Things. Definitely listen to it if you haven't listened to it before. Moving on, the next one, a jazz record that I actually ordered off of Trent's Records. He's a fantastic channel, one of my earliest sort of friends that I made on this platform, but he had this up, and it was a fantastic deal, and I got it shipped to me. Something Else by Cannonball Adderley. It's got Miles Davis, Hank Jones, Sam Jones, and Art Blakey. Ridiculously good lineup, and just one of my favorite jazz albums ever. Like, I streamed this a lot too. Most of the stuff that I found, I streamed a lot online, and then happened to find a copy. I happened to get the copy this year. So I was so excited about this. It's a pretty nice copy. Not an original. I think it's a second or third press from 63, I believe. But just ridiculously good jazz. My favorite version of Autumn Leaves. Love for Sale, great. One for Daddy-O. Just a fantastic jazz album. If you're not into jazz, this is a good one to start with because it's just great. I mean, just every time I put it on, I'm blown away by this album. Now we're in the top 3, and these were pretty hard to decide what were the top 3, especially the top 2. I didn't know which one to put, but we'll just start off with one I found in an antique store. Found this about 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half, and just unbelievable deal on it. Contrast by Blonde on Blonde. This is an original UK. That awesome cover. Ridiculously good deal on this, and just a fantastic psych prog record. Definitely has a lot of psych leanings. They do No Sleep Blues on here, which is just fantastic. Just a really great album. The US release goes for a lot less, but this is an original UK on Pi Records. It's like a VG copy. Not fantastic, but just based on the deal I got and the fact that I found it in an antique store in America, like in this small little town, and it just happened to be there, like, this was a thrill to find. I was shaking a little bit when I picked that out, because of course the US press had been on my radar, but I didn't know how much the UK's went for. I picked it up and I was like, that's a UK pressing, and looked it up and I was like, oh my god, like, this was a steal, and it's a fantastic album. Really great stuff. Definitely check it out if you've never heard Contrast by Blonde on Blonde. Number 2. So this is probably the most valuable album in my collection, and I got it for free. My mom's cousin had a bunch of records, and he was very into grunge and 90s rock. If you've seen the video that I made, you probably know what I'm talking about already. But unbelievable. Like, I was just digging in his closet because he was okay with letting a few records go because he doesn't really listen to records. Like, most of them were his dad's, and he had a few, but this was one of them, and like, unbelievable. Alice in Chains, Jar of Flies, Sap, compilation type deal. This is an original 1990 something pressing. One of the best sounding records in my entire collection, and it's just mint. It's in like mint condition. Definitely gonna play it again sometime soon here, but like unbelievable. And I found it for free. Like he just gave these to me. I'm very fortunate for that. But this kind of got me back into 90s rock type deal. This has got the original inners and it's got everything, and it's just a fantastic album. Like, really, really love this. Couldn't decide to put this at number one because the album that's at number one is one that I have been playing every day for the past 2.5 months or whenever I got it. And yeah, so might as well move on to that one, right? Number one, greatest find of the year from Soren Vinyl. Introspection by the End. Incredibly rare in the US. Like, I guess, I don't know if incredibly rare is the right term. People will argue with what's rare or what's not. I've seen this one time, and it was at a record store, and it was very expensive. Snagged this off eBay for a steal, and just listened to it every day. But this is one of the best British psych albums that there is. An original US press. Pretty nice copy on London Records. Sounds fantastic. A great pressing. This is a misprint. There's no text on the covers. On the cover at all. And the track listing is wiped away, but the credits are still there. If you like the Beatles, you will love this. Just ridiculously good British psych. Definitely a little bit out there, but an amazing album. Yeah, stream this every single day. And I'll have to thank Yesterday's Trips for sending me the link to this on eBay. Shot them an offer that was like almost half of what it was listed for, and they accepted. So, yeah, a ridiculously good psych album. Perfect all the way through. Great flow. And I just had to put it at number one because of the amount of times I listened to it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if I should make a part 2 with kind of honorable mentions, because I have quite a few that were just barely didn't make the list. But it's been a fantastic year for records and for my collection. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you another time.